Hello everyone, yes, this is Mattia Francesco Rossi. I'm one of the lecturers of Change Your Life Academy, the academy that has inside of it Change Your Life Leadership, Change Your Life Kindle, and Change Your Life Masterclass. Now we're going to talk about Change Your Life Leadership. So just to introduce myself a bit, I'm Mattia Francesco, as said. I'm the son of the founder of Change Your Life Academy, of the ideator of this whole project, Change Your Life Academy, Filippo Rossi. He's the one that created everything. And I'm actually honored to be here now to have the opportunity to explain to you what Change Your Life Leadership is about, but mostly the most important thing now we will focus on one of the 5 key core competencies that any extraordinary leader has. So, Change Your Life Leadership, just to give you an introduction of it, it's a path, it's a training program that has been developed by Filippo after many years of study in many different big companies. He worked as a consultant in big companies. And in all the companies that he worked in, he understood that any of the successful leaders that there were, all of them had 5 competencies, same for everyone. What are these 5 competencies? These 5 competencies are the ones that are explained in Change Your Life Leadership, the path to become the leader of your own life. Just to give you an overview, then we will start by focusing on the first one actually. The first competence is self-awareness. Being able to understand, comprehend, be able to know where exactly you are, how you are, who you are, and where on the path of evolution, of working on yourself, you are. You have to ask questions to yourself. Questions are one of the most important tools that we will understand is fundamental to become a self-leader and a leader also for others. Second competence, knowledge. Knowledge is fundamental. It's been said by anyone here in this world, knowledge is power. But is it truly power just by itself? No, that's not it. True knowledge is power when it gets combined also with intelligence. In this case, Filippo developed a method, a fast learning method called 3-dimensional reading that can help you accelerating the process of learning anything in life. It can be a book, it can be a sport, it can be any kind of learning. Just to give you an overview, what you can achieve, you can get up to the point of being able to read a 200 pages book in just 1 hour. That's where you can get after minimum of 4 weeks of exercise. So this is really a strong point. Knowledge. If you truly know many things, you are in a position where you can understand many things. Then the third one, strategy and vision. How many times it has happened to you that you plan all the steps, that maybe you decide, I want to reach that goal in my life, I want to become a better person. And then, anytime you stop. At the middle of doing something, you stop. You can't reach the goal that you placed for yourself. I want to change my job. I want to make a change in my life. But then it doesn't happen. Why? Because you do not have a precise plan. What Filippo created is a tool labeled the train of success. It is a mathematical tool that will lead you to the point where you can reach any kind of goal in a scientific way if you do everything in the way that has been explained to you, that will be explained to you. Then fourth pillar, fourth competence, willpower and attention. How many times it happens to you that you decide to do something and then you start procrastinating and then you start stopping doing it and then you lose focus? How many times it happens that you lose focus on a task? You are doing it and then, boom, your brain starts wondering about other things. Why? Because you do not have the willpower to stay focused. In this case, it's been developed a tool also that is called the meditation of presence. In just no more than 21 minutes per day, you will become extraordinarily focused on any kind of task. You will be able to express a true will for your life and to become whatever you want. Then, step and competence number 5. The fifth one is communication and interaction. Not just communication, like how I can speak to others, but it is how I can interact. We are in a world where, we are connected with others, but how are we connected? How can we interact with others? What is the position that we have just when we talk with someone? Am I in the position that I still have to learn? Am I in the position that I can teach to somebody? You have to know it. In this case, it will be explained to you one important thing that is called the law of cosmos. How to position yourself in life in the perfect way. And also the flow star. So how to manage any kind of role, your responsibilities, your priorities, all your things that you need to do, how to delegate them, how to control that things are exactly done in the way that they were created, they were taught. Okay, so this is the fifth one. Now, what we're going to focus is about self-awareness. In this case, what we can already start understanding is that you, as a human being, you are way more than what they taught you are. You are way more than what you think you are. No matter what you think, you are way more. It's something that many people tell you. It's something that is also common knowledge, but it's something that you still keep forgetting. You are way more. But how much more? Now we will see it. In specific, what we're going to talk about now is a teaching that is been existing for more than 5,000 years. And it's been recoded by Gurdjieff. That's the name of the person, the master of life, that recoded this teaching in modern world, and it's happened in the last part of the 19th century. Then Filippo studied a lot of these things, and re-put it together, this knowledge, in a way that is comprehensible for all of us. Let's get into it. When we talk about this, the teaching compares we as human beings to a machine. So look, it is like a machine that is in specific divided into 3 levels. 3 levels. The lower one, mid one, and a higher one. Okay? In specific, this level here, as we will see, is the level of all the functions about the basics of life, about your survival. This is the development part, development level, and then the higher level. Okay? In this machine, we have, in specific, 6 centers, and each of these centers manage a specific part of functions of yourself. Okay? Now, let's understand this better. On the lower level, in the 2 of them, we have the instinctive center and the motor center. What are their functions? The center, so for example, when we talk about the instinctive one, is a part of you that manages a specific type of functions. In the case of the instinctive one, what functions are managed by instinctive one? In this case, all, as it says, all the instinctive functions, such as, for example, breathing, or heart beating, or blood pressure, or receiving the signals of the 5 senses, managing them. And in this case, instinctive one is the center that manages everything. And you don't need to learn any of these functions, luckily. You have all of them already acquired, pre-installed in a way inside of you. Then, second one, motor center. Motor center is the one that manages all the motor functions, movement functions, such as now I'm doing this with my hand. I'm also moving, standing up. Maybe I can walk, I can run. all the different kind of movement that I can make, that I can do, are managed by the motor center. In specific, the motor center needs to learn all of these movements, and all of the movements, all of the parts inside of you, all the functions are called, in this case, patterns. You learn a pattern. You learn a pattern to walk. At the beginning, just get back at the time that you started walking. Was it easy? I don't think so. But yet, you were able to walk after a while. You learned it. You were not able just right when you were born. So in this case, you needed to learn it. This is the basic. Just with these two centers, you could live. You could live. Animals, they have these centers. That's it. Nothing more. Then, on the development level, you have other two centers. Rational one and emotional one. It's pretty easy to understand, but yet it's fundamental to comprehend it in the proper way. Rational is the one that, in this society, is the one that is used the most. It's the preferred one. It's the one that makes you think, makes you reason, makes you spend the time on thinking, on comparing things. It works just by comparing. It's the one that you are now using to understand what I'm saying to you, what I'm talking about. You are comparing the information that I'm giving you with something that maybe you already know. If you have knowledge about this, you will tell this is the same. Let's put it together. If it is new, it will create a new topic, new thing that you can learn. Then, emotional one. Emotional center is the one that manages all the emotions. It works as I like it, I don't like it. That's it. And we will understand this better. Then, these are called the lower centers. In specific, actually, there is another one here that is not an actual center, but it is just an accumulator of a specific type of energy. Then, here we have the higher level. In specific, on the higher level, on the higher centers, we can find higher emotional center. And in this case, the higher emotional center is the one that can that make you comprehend anything in just a second, that can understand anything in life. Is the one that you can use to be connected with life, that you can use to feel, to sense, also to be sensitive with others. Okay. Then higher rational center. And this is like the coolest, the fastest one, and yet the most difficult to comprehend. The higher rational center is the one that knows all the laws that govern this plane of life, this level of life. What does it mean? You have to know that in this level of life, there are only 48 laws that govern it. And if you know them all, you can do anything that you want in life. Just as an example, one of these laws, you know it as law of gravity. What is this? I have a marker in my hand. If I don't hold it anymore and I drop it, it will fall. Easy, no? But this is a law. When we talk about this law that is called the law of gravity, actually is the law of mass attraction. And it's something that declines also on the law of attraction. It's something that is pretty famous. You know, you think about something, you pay a lot, you give it a lot of energy, and you can attract that thing. It's the same. Even your thoughts are a specific type of mass. So this one knows all the 48 laws. Is a really powerful part inside of you. Now let's get back here. Usually at this stage you should ask yourself a question. Hey, I have these two powerful centers inside of me, but yet I'm here to understand how it can be more. I'm watching this video because I want to become better. I want to be more. I want to develop my full potential, unlock it. So why can't I use it? Then, pretty simple answer. Here you find a barrier. You find like a wall, something that is preventing you from accessing them. It is called false personality. It is like, as I said, a barrier that has inside of it all the limiting beliefs that you have about yourself. Maybe you were told by someone that you can't do something, that it's not for you. Maybe you're not capable in math. Maybe you're not capable in relations with others. Maybe you're not capable in communication. Maybe you're not enough for anything that you think about yourself, both in positive and negative way, create your false personality. And that's it. You can't access these two centers because you have limiting beliefs. You have to work on it. And this is one really important thing to understand. Then, the other one that is also the main focus now. Has it happened to you that you behave in a way that you can't even understand why you did it? Maybe, just to give you an example, you can't even stay focused on one thing for a long time. A couple seconds, a minute, an hour, you can stay focused there. Maybe you behave just by reacting to the world in an emotional way. Maybe you are stuck in thinking things. Maybe you can't stay even steady. Maybe you can't control your instinctive functions. Why? Why is this happening? Why is this something that is so common in people here, in all the people of this world? Why? Because since you were born, you were raised, you grow up with a specific development of one of these lower centers. You specifically developed mainly one of them. And so for this reason, you mainly use it. Just as an example, instinctive one. If you mainly developed it and so maybe you use it for the most of your time, you will find yourself, or maybe you already found yourself in situations like, I'm in the middle of a meeting, but hey, I'm so sleepy. I'm really getting asleep. I can't keep my eyes open. I need to stop it. I need to take a break. In this case, probably you are an instinctive person. Or maybe you are studying, you are maybe focusing on something, and then at a certain point, you start feeling that it's time to eat. I'm starving, I need to eat, I need to really do something, I can't stay focused here. That's it. Maybe you stop doing it, you go for eating something, and you interrupt something that was maybe really important, even a meeting in a work environment. You at a certain point lose focus because of this. You just start, you can't control these desires, these needs that you have. In this case, probably you developed for the most instinctive center. On the opposite side, motor center. Maybe when you are doing something at a certain specific time, you can't stay steady anymore. You need to move. Hey, I need to move. I'm sitting on this chair. I've been sitting on this chair for quite a long time. It's more than 1 hour that I'm not moving. I need to do something. Maybe you start just by clicking the pen. Maybe you just start by doing this. You start by wondering about other things. You start by not staying there anymore. You're not focused anymore. You lose focus, you lose attention. You start just not staying there anymore. Why is this? Because you developed for the motor center. Then here, just on other examples, rational center. People that developed for the most it, they behave in the same way. They keep thinking. Maybe you start talking about something and they keep thinking. They are pretty slow in thinking. They keep comparing things. Hey, what is this? What is this? What you're telling me now is something that makes me think about this. But maybe it's not the right answer. Maybe I need to make this calculation. Maybe. And you never stop. You can stay focused on something too. You keep losing attention. You keep wondering about any kind of thoughts, and maybe it's not even connected at a certain time. You need to make measurements about anything. You need to have data. You need to have specific things to make any kind of choice. And sometimes for the rational people, it's not in any situation, it's not enough. Even if you have anything inside of you, that you have all the data in your hand, it's not enough to make a decision. In this case, probably you are a rational person. Then the last one, it's also like the funniest one, emotional center. If you are really governed by the emotional center, you already found yourself in situations like, I go in a shop, I find an incredible dress, I find an incredible clothes, maybe some jeans, maybe a t-shirt that it's really the one that I really been searching for. Then I go in the shop, amazing, it fits me perfectly. I go there, I buy it, I exit the shop, I look at the bill and I start crying. God, I spent all the money that I had, £200 for just one t-shirt, and then you start really saying, why is that? Why that happened? Simple, you just reacted to an emotion. You really were liking it. You were saying, this is mine, I want to buy it. And then you just were not controlling yourself anymore. And you made a mistake in that case. Or maybe you can't make a balance in between positive and negative emotions, in the interacting with others. Maybe at a specific time, hey, I really feel in a good way with you. I really feel that our relation can be a good one. And then seconds after, he tells me something, you're really my enemy. I can't stay with you anymore. Please forget me. And then again, why is this? Because you live off emotions. You live off this center here. But why has that happened? Because as the society, as your education was not an education that taught you how to make these centers balance each with the other one, you just grow up in an unbalanced way. And you find yourself now in situations that you can't even understand. So the first step about self-awareness is recognizing in what situation you are. Then get ready, because there is also another bomb coming. This teaching tells you another thing, that humans are not present. The humans, ordinary men, people that did not work on themselves, they are asleep 24/7. What does this mean? That you are not consciously aware of yourself. And so for this reason, you can't control yourself. So for this reason, you can't understand why you behave in specific ways. So for this reason, you have a life that you can't control. You are limited, even though you were born to be great. So you are not aware of yourself. You are not consciously aware of yourself. You are asleep. And then the second characteristic is that the ordinary man's 99.9% of the humans on this planet, also it says they do not have willpower, any kind of willpower. You might say, well, if I decide to do something, I will do it. Yes, sure, perfect. Do this exercise now. Take your hand, put it here on your left part, on the left part of your face. Do it now. Perfect. Did it. Now, please do it in 12 hours, 35 minutes, and 12 seconds. Please do not put any kind of timer or alarm. Do it. Probably, I would say like 100% minus one of situation will happen that you will forget about it. You do not have that willpower to remind about it, to recall it. So now, if you want to measure this, please do this exercise. Just only if you truly want to see how you are, do this exercise. Take notes. If you want, stop the video in this specific moment and take notes of what I'm going to say. The exercise is about three main topics, three main parts. The first one, every time that you need to open or close anything that needs to be opened or closed, anything, you, before doing it, make a smile. Easy, no? Anytime that I need to open a door, before doing it, smile. It's also healthy. Before closing it, smile. Before opening a bottle, smile. Before opening or closing anything. Second part, anytime that you need to go up or down any kind of step, stairs, or even like a carpet, I go up, that type of step, anytime I need to go up and down any kind of step, before doing it, you need to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can hear, in the way that you can hear it with your ears, not just aloud, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's not it. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In the case of a stair, many steps one after the other, just on the first one. Okay. So second part is this. Then third part. Anytime that you eat, every 2 mouthfuls, make and take a deep breath. Simple again. Any time you eat, before every 2 mouthfuls, take a breath, a deep breath. It's also healthy again for your life. You maybe eat a bit less, maybe you taste the food better. It's something useful. Okay? Now, just decide if you want to do it 100% commitment or not. Take a time. Decided? Perfect. If you said yes, great. Now, for at least of 6-7 days, just do this exercise. What are you going to see? That in most situations, you will just forget about this commitment, about this type of sort of will that you express now. You will forget to smile when you open or close things. You will forget about counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You will see an incredible, something to eat, incredible. You really are like there, wow, I want to eat it. And you just forget about taking the breath every 2 mouthfuls. Why is this going to happen? You are not aware of yourself. And you have to ask yourself in those situations where I will forget, I will not be there deciding for myself who is the person, who is the one in control of my life. This is a powerful question. Who is the one in control of my life? Ask yourself this. You will discover that it's just your education. But again, you have a part inside of you that is capable of doing incredible things. Higher centers can do incredible things. But yet, because of your limiting beliefs and your not self-awareness, you can't do that much. So just to conclude, in Change Your Life Leadership, this is one of the 5 key core competencies that we delve into. We give you tools, we give you things to do, we give you all the theory to work on yourself, to work on these 5 competencies, to become the extraordinary leader that you were born to be. But now you need to reflect, you need to make a choice. Am I one of the people that keep procrastinating? It's the time to stop it. You can't go on in this way. If you want to make a change in your life, it's just by acting that you can do something. If you just tell yourself that it's enough in this way, fine, no problem. But if you feel that you want to make a change in your life, it's the time to act. I'm not saying enroll in Change Your Life Leadership, but do something in your life. In this case, Change Your Life Leadership is the path that will 100% lead you to becoming the leader of your life. So, just the last thing. If you think that this is the right thing for you, you need to ask yourself. It's not about if you can afford to invest money in yourself. If it is about if you can afford not to invest in yourself and keep being the person you are now. So thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that you have spent a time to understand more about yourself. And if you decide to come on and join Change Your Life Leadership, I'm looking forward to see you there on the class. This is Mattia, and this is Change Your Life Leadership. Just a little part. What I explained is 10% of the whole thing. Thank you so much again. Bye-bye. See you there.